All right, hello, and welcome to round 3 of Tier 3 at the iconic Spa-Francorchamps. I'm joined by W. Gore, filling in for Borat, and it's Tactexo, and we're going to be bringing you guys a fun and eventful session today. Nice and long track. Gore, is this one of your favorites? Because I feel like you did really well in Tier 1 in Season 3. I think you won in Season 2 as well.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks, but not one of my strongest, or at least it wasn't. But I did quite a bit of practice for the T1 race and enjoyed it. And a safety car kind of had an unfortunate turn for my race, and I misused it. But then, yeah, my first season here, my second race in ARC, my second league race, I won here. So it's always been quite special. So I love the track. It's definitely a lot of fun to race. But yeah, it's interesting talking to some of the real fast boys. This is one of the most optimized tracks on the calendar because people love it. Like they know, coming into this turn here, watching Skinny Man, you want to go out wide there, but then when you cut in, you actually want to touch the AstroTurf because there's more grip than the rumble strip. So all these places around the track, there are places where people have optimized exactly where you want to put your tires off the track, and so it's if you're not up to date with that, it's definitely overwhelming and it's a lot. So yeah, there's of course that.
Yeah, and as you can see on the screen, we do have some rain coming at the end of qualifying, so a lot of these people will be hoping to set at least one, hopefully two good laps before the rain starts, and dry session in the race itself. So Skinny, the first one out on track here, in Williams. Let's actually have a look at our head-to-head here, because we have two really good drivers here up top. So we have Rosefest in action in first and second right now in the championship. Rosefest winning the first race, getting second in France, and then Action getting P3 and a P1 respectively. So 4 points separate the two. I think this will be a good battle between them in this race. Just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
No, just as far as the pace is concerned, I think we're really in for an interesting race. Hopefully they'll be a bit closer here. I know Australia, Rose was pretty dominant, and then in France, it looked like Action was fairly untouchable. So, he was able to stick with him on the harder tires and make that overtake in the last lap with one of the best dives of all time. But it looked like he probably did have a fairly clear pace advantage there, and so we'll see. Hopefully they're a bit closer or as close here.
Oh, we already have our spin, and that's going to be Skinny.
That was a heavy hit. Oh man.
We'll keep count on how many times it's going to happen today.
Yeah, I mean, it happened quite a bit in the Tier 2 race, right? Wasn't it like it happened lap 1, then there was a safety car restart lap 3, and it happened again. So yeah.
Yeah. So
it is
not the start they were looking for. Hopefully he has enough time to come back in the pits and do a haul up on these dry conditions. Syntax is now. Definitely not as committed to these corners as let's see some of these tier 2 guys actually brakes going to that corner twice. But again, it's all about getting the car, getting a feel for it, and pushing yourself. So
yeah, absolutely. And just speaking to some controller users, I know this is really one of the trickiest tracks for it. In this third sector, especially this turn right here, the controller is actually ridiculously overpowered, I guess you put it, for the traction control, or the controller traction control. These 90-degree sort of linear turns allows you to get on the power and it straightens your wheel. But then you go up corners like Eau Rouge where it takes so much technicality and it's just so difficult to be able to, one, not lift, and two, not crash. So
yeah, you really have to be very smooth on the throttle or on the steering inputs. Eau Rouge. All these guys are on controller. Our first time is a 150.1 Syntaxis.
I have to assume that'll be beaten.
Yep.
We've got the Peach. I believe he's on a lap. I think he is.
Yeah,
Bacon Station goes about 5 seconds faster.
That is really, we're gonna have two people.
I think we literally have everybody but Bacon Juice on an outlap or on a flying lap right now.
Yep.
So the Peach is gonna cross line, hopefully get up there. Ooh, 146.9, and then Rose with a 145.2, and Astro only 0.3 off him. So maybe we'll see Battle for the lead action with a 1:45.9.
Oh, excuse me there. I think we have
You
some
think-
work here.
Oh, Bash Dash lost it. Coming up Eau Rouge here. Oh, he almost came back on the track there. Yeah, Bash Dash losing. Oh, he's sitting. Oh, wow. Yeah, interesting place to lose it. I don't think I've ever seen a car go over that way except for, I think it was season 2 when someone killed these up there. But yeah, that's an interesting place to lose it in Eau Rouge. I'm not sure what happened there, but did a good job of staying out of people's way because there was no contact, and that's obviously a fairly blind corner, and it's really tough to spot a vehicle if they're off on the side like that. So doing a good job not to get hit, and yeah.
We got Bacon Juice on an outlap. Our one of our OG members. Really excited for him to be coming back and racing with us in season 4 and onwards. I'm gonna go on board with him as he's, I think, the last one to leave the pits, starting his lap. I think do you think Bacon Juice is the first driver to race in all 3 tiers?
I think he is. Oh, the rain has already started. Sorry to interrupt you, Tide. I'm just seeing riding on board. Yeah, I do think he is the first one to race in all 3 tiers, and so we'll see. He didn't have a great performance in tier 2. Actually, maybe he did. I don't remember where he finished. I think just outside of the points actually. So yeah, not a bad race from him. But we'll see what he can do in tier 3 here as he's coming up on the Red Bull of Bob Ross. Hopefully, Bob Ross, who is on an outlap, gets out of the way, but it doesn't look like he's going to.
Quite a bit here.
Cork 50 has left the session. Bob Ross not getting out of the way, giving him dirty air through this technical section.
Yeah, he's really lagging for me on my screen.
Oh, for me, okay. There we go. He
runs wide.
And so this is pretty crucial for Bacon here to get this lap set before the rain. I mean, he's already lost some time, but he's not. It's not going to get any better. So, kind of now or never to get a good lap. He goes really. Oh, Bash Dash retires. Maybe he realized with the rain he wouldn't be able to improve. And yeah, I think we're going to have an incredibly dull next 10 minutes of the session as really there's no chance to improve on your lap.
Yep, I think we're going to have to improvise here, but Bacon, I think he can crack the top 10 here at least. As it's just him and a small number of other drivers on the track right now. Car ahead is on an in-lap, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's going to cost him a lot of time.
Yeah, that guy is actually on an outlap right now is what it's showing for me, so I don't know what he is doing. He is going to definitely deserves a penalty for that. That was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's going to cross the line and only go 11. Yep. That being said, not bad to get the fresh tires.
Oh, some racing going on there.
Yeah, that as Frog was starting his hot lap, just had to deal with that, so I guess that's payback. And we'll see if he loses it up Eau Rouge.
So Skinny Man hasn't set a time yet. He's going to go out on the softs with the rain.
Yeah, you know, I don't really know how long it would take for it to be that much slower in qualifying. I know it's a bit amplified over what it would be in the race, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible right now. Granted, some of these drivers do seem like they're always driving on ice, but yeah, we will see what they're able to do. Rosefest, though, I don't think anybody's going to beat that 1:45.2. He's on an outlap, but the rain has been coming for long enough. I don't think he's going to be able to improve on his fastest lap. Yeah, I mean, you can see Skinny Man really struggling to get the power down on those rears. DRS is disabled, so now 100%, it's going to be way slower.
Yep.
Atmosphero tires in the pits, I believe.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of people will retire. Unless, well, they don't have to. Those guys who haven't set times yet. Yeah. You want to go grab a beer? Now's the perfect time to do it.
Rose coming into the pits. Yeah, everybody else looks like they're in the pits except for Intox, who is on the Inters. So he thinks he can improve on his, or he wants a little bit of wet weather running, I suppose. Oh, and he loses it in Eau Rouge there. Able to save it, though, without going straight into the wall, lifting off early enough, but that's obviously going to compromise his... Oh, it's just an outlap. Right. That was an aggressive Eau Rouge in the wet for an outlap, but more power to him. I don't think I see anybody else who's out on inters here. We've got 3 people out on inters, or 2 people out on inters, sorry, with Ice Tin switching to the inters, but in the pit. So we've got Intox and Willie Z on those
And Skinny's
tires.
lost it. Going into the bus stop chicane. Gonna lap over. Pre-Vizsla ending his hot lap by locking up at the bus stop. Yeah, definitely not.
And Skinny Man just missed the pit lane. That was fairly... He just cut the entirety of the grass to come back on the
He
track.
doesn't get disqualified. He's gonna be disqualified for blocking the pit lane here. I think if he tries,
Yeah.
he needs to just reset the track or something.
Oh boy.
He
and he just picked up a 5
and he's disqualified. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
hate to see that. Now his AI is reversing, trying to reverse.
Oh, just clipped the barrier. This is hard to watch.
Since there's nothing to watch right now, we're just gonna watch.
Yeah,
What is this AI doing?
Oh man. That's a 3-point turn if I've ever seen one. That was beautiful. Well done. That was a backwards U-turn, actually.
Yeah, now he's parked in the racing line.
You really love to see it. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left with 2 people on an out lap. Oh, sorry. Trash Panda is on a flying lap. We'll see what he's able to set. As I think he's just going to run super wide on the bus stop. Yeah, he does. He missed his braking there, and he's just going to go into the pits. Hopefully, as you mentioned, we see everybody start retiring. There's really no reason not to. Even if you haven't set a time.
Yeah, Intox has set a time on the dries. He's going out for an intern right now. I don't think
it's same with Ice.
He's not going to be any faster. He's actually going to DNF instead. So, I mean, it was worth it for our sake for watching it, but I think he's going to come to regret going out of the inters. He still has his time set, so it's not like he's going to lose it, but...
Yeah. So, I guess let's talk about, I think this is pretty certainly going to be our starting grid.
Yep.
And so, you know, obviously it's not exactly a fair qualifying session with everybody realistically getting to set 1 lap, and it's super hard to get a perfect qualifying lap, especially your first lap. So, not that this is a great indication of pace, but I do think, obviously, we'll be seeing these top 3 fighting for the win. And we will see what happens up Eau Rouge, but I'm guessing from 10th place back, someone's going into the wall.
I 100% agree, as you see Willie losing it, going into the back straight. Yeah, I think I agree. The top 3 look set comfortably, unless anyone makes a mistake. You know, Rosefest, Astro, and Action have shown really good pace compared to the rest of the field this season.
Yeah,
I am worried. I'm not gonna lie about the back half of this grid though, how they'll be doing. You know,
I mean,
passing Eau Rouge 22 times.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna get a safety car lap 1. That's the same prediction I made in the tier 2, but we're getting it in Eau Rouge. And yeah, I mean, it is such a tricky corner. You can never go too wide there. Someone's getting thrown off if you do it. If you're not more nuanced. I don't want to say if you're not an esports driver, but it is that much harder than 130R. It's definitely really difficult, and it requires a lot of luck of where the cars are positioned and when someone lets off to be able to go too wide through Eau Rouge, but best to just avoid it. And so I really just, to go back to I don't understand why Trash Panda is now going out on inters when he will be 15th. He will be, I guess he wants...
Trash Panda actually hasn't set a lap yet.
Yeah, but he's already at the top of the people who haven't. I guess he could get past Bash Dash.
Well, if he can set like a 210 or something, he'll pass Bash Dash.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is definitely super.
Also, Kia, I never asked Gore to commentate tonight. I think Borat chose Gore, so any complaints? Borat up.
Yeah, and also, you know, we're going for the record for the only commentator to commentate all 3 tiers in 1 week, so pretty exciting. It's ARC World Champion.
Not have a voice. So cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of my goal too. I mean, at some point, it's just easier. Where's Trash Panda taking some innovative lines there for his out lap. Hopefully, he didn't just invalidate this and next lap. That would be a bummer. But I can very well see that happening. Now it looks like the map is cleared, so you want to brake super early and you want to be nice on the brakes. Seeing how he just braked fully, he definitely has ABS on, so takes away most of the worry in braking in the wet.
All right, so
That being
fourth
said,
placed Eyston set a only 17 seconds, I think, slower than his dry time.
well, totally worth doing.
Might be just bored.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's just not even comparable at all because you have the slipping, if nothing else, right, is just going to be so much slower.
Yeah, there's no chance if anyone's going to improve their time 30-1.
I mean, even if the track started drying right now, you wouldn't have. Chen is, for some reason, joined the Tier 3 race.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be fun.
Yeah, this guy.
I think he would lap maybe everyone twice, you think?
Yeah. I think minimum. I think first 10 laps he'd have him lap twice. It's just yeah, you know, especially around Spa, that consistency is super important. The laps are so long and there are so many corners to make a mistake, and there are so many long straights. Like if you make a mistake coming out of Stavlo, I mean that's like, you know, you're just losing time over the entire straight. Same with out of turn 1 all the way up Eau Rouge and into Lake Home. I mean, there's and somebody's Discord messaging me. I assume it's Kia. Let's see what we got here. I will read them out loud. Yes, it is Kia. He said, totally didn't give you spot yesterday. Colon Lipton tea. Colon Bayomelli colon. So that is our resident Tier 2 commentator, and is magical.
It is
really
magical.
Nothing better to talk about here.
Well, I think Trash Panda will actually...
Is he going to be better than 2 minute and 2 second?
I do think so. There it is,
he
14, yeah, 2 minute flat.
Well, then a good call.
So if Trash and or Intox are watching the stream, or Eyston, sorry, press start, retire, and save us 1 minute of our lives.
Yeah, and I have a feeling Trash Panda's not going to do that, as he is a trashy panda. But we'll see. Frog has hats.
I think every time we say Trash Panda, we should just say his full name. Trash Panda, bracket, relic underscore CRC.
Close bracket.
Close bracket.
Yeah, and I mean, Trash Panda, open bracket, relic CRC, close bracket is definitely...
Got the underscore there, actually, have to see it again.
Yeah, I can't see the full thing here. Let's maybe use my...
eyes? Yeah.
Apologize, gentlemen. Yeah, I can't... There we go. Alright. Trash Panda, open bracket, relic underscore CRC, close bracket. Has definitely shown some sporadic pace. I know I raced against him in the practice races, or was in the same race with him, and yeah, definitely a clean driver. And I think he got murdered by a Tier 2 driver, who shall remain nameless, who is now a Tier 1 driver. And it was a fairly magical experience to be a part of.
It's honestly, any event at ARC is truly a magical place.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. It's the perfect blend of competence and incompetence, and the perfect amount of entertainment. It's truly, truly magical. So we've got Trash Panda, open bracket, relic underscore CRC, close bracket, now going to come across the end of this lap. If he goes into the pits, this will be the worst thing that has ever happened to anybody in Belgium.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. A gentleman.
Beauty.
A gentleman. Only cost us an extra 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, he did improve by 6
tenths, but that's not enough, obviously. Like it was 10 or 15 seconds behind 13th
So only
place.
14th position for Trash Panda, open bracket, relic underscore CRC, close bracket.
Yeah.
You started that. It's not stopping.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time doing the race. And
then let's see though, we've got in 16th position Bash Dash 4 with a pretty terrible time.
And who was it that got the grip penalty?
That was
it was Skinny Man. Yeah, he got DSQ'd anyway, so I don't think that will matter
and then
too
we've
much.
got open bracket backwards R, capital L, close bracket Atmosphere, who is
Oh, you also got terminal damage. Actually, we didn't catch that. So let's see how many. Yeah, we had three DNFs that quali. Bash Dash, Atmosphere, and Intox all suffering.
So I'm gonna be curious to see I was gonna say I think it's better if you're outside the top 10 to go on mediums, but if there's a safety car lap one, I don't know if that's still the case. That really gives you the chance to nurse those softs to the end. So maybe you would want to get those positions, immediately off the start. Give yourself that chance to get some positions off the start. Then the safety car comes, you ride it out, and then your tires are, going to be good for that much longer. But soft, medium, super easy. The mediums could quite honestly, if you pitted lap one and you took care of them, could go to the end.
Yeah.
I don't get the disparagement on this game of when the mediums can and can't last because this is the same compound I believe as they run in.
Yeah.
Anyways, the formation lap's about to start, so
Yeah.
I'll.
At least, well, if you have a formation lap this time, no, we do. And
We do.
half of the cars just disappeared on my screen. So you'll have to see
Yeah.
that.
I can't go into cinematic mode either, so that's interesting.
Everyone
You really
except for Bash Dash starting on softs.
all right. I think that is probably the right call in most positions, especially if the people around you are doing it. That being said, that sets up Bash Dash to get some crazy position changes if he can stay out long and
will
do
anybody bin it up Eau Rouge in the formation lap?
All right, let's put it this way. Yes, I'm watching Bacon Juice right now. Let's see what he does. No, taking it cautious. You love to see it. Robot Devil. Robot Devil was in the Tier 2 race. I don't know what he's doing now, also in the Tier 3 race. I guess he's a Tier 2 reserve then. I didn't know you could do both, but now you know.
Don't know. I think, no, that was... But him and Bacon Juice are going to be Tier 3 full-time. They just gave Tier 2 a try to see how their pace was.
So
Tier 3 full-time.
Good to know. Rosefest leading us off. Astro not far behind in the action. Not far behind as well. Obviously, this is a formation lap. And let's get into the nuance here of warming up your tires on an overcast day. I think it seems like these guys are actually doing some pretty good movements to get heat into their tires, and so hopefully they're not struggling with getting heat into their tires. But one thing that is very, very underrated, okay, Linus tech tip for you gentlemen, is to warm your brakes up, because if you can brake and take the inside into turn one when everybody, because if you've ever raced in Belgium, pretty much everybody goes out wide.
Oh yeah.
So if you can
or
get
dives up to the inside like one unnamed Tier 1 driver does.
Are we talking about season 2 in the wet?
We're talking about, yeah, actually.
Yeah, who threw 2 people off and then rear-ended the person that overtook him.
Yeah.
Downhill. All right, we're talking about the same thing. Awesome. Yeah, no. Basically, from here until the bus stop, you should be pretty much on your brakes, not making them lock up. If you have ABS, just be on your brakes and on the throttle doing weaving. Get those brake temperatures up, because seriously, if you're on the inside and you can brake and you can, kind of take the line Max Verstappen did without killing Kimi Räikkönen, that's actually lots of positions. But yeah, if you use ABS, who cares? Just brake whenever you want to, throw people off the track, and then hit them in a downhill turn in the wet. It's, it's safe. So here we go. The grid is lining up, and Tacti will hand the microphone.
Yeah, I just want to chat. This is your last chance to predict how many cars will die up Eau Rouge. I'm going to say 4.
Really? I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to go with 3. Conservative.
Okay. I think both of us are pretty still optimistic, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights in Spa. And we're away. No, we're not. Codemasters.
Astro looks like you got a terrible start. Action looks like you got a good start with the second. Yeah. Oh! That's gonna be. Oh, we've got a backwards Red Bull. We've got one of the Willies coming through there.
My God. We have a VSC before Eau Rouge already. That is the fastest VSC I think I've ever seen.
So if I may go over what I saw there, it looked like Ice Tin there having some contact with, I believe it was one of the Toro Rossos, and going completely sideways at almost full speed, right? He's starting in the back. Oh my God, the 5-second penalties going up Eau Rouge. We have had so much contact here. This is ridiculous. Bacon Juice overtaking the Peach under VSC and now handing it back.
To be honest, I think this is a blessing in disguise, because I think since we're under VSC lap 1, I might have been way worse, to be honest, if we didn't have it.
Yeah, let's just, again, what it seemed happened was, I believe it was Ice Tin at almost full speed, got hit by somebody and went completely backwards across the track, clipping a Red Bull. He went into the wall in the grass. The Red Bull turned around sideways and hit God knows how many people, and kept getting punted.
Oh, sorry, Rosefest got a really good start off the VSC restart.
Oh yeah,
he's back in first place.
Oh, I didn't realize Astro overtook him.
Yeah,
Look
Astro
at that.
overtook him before the VSC.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Good for him. And then yeah, so that'll be interesting. Rosefest though struggling on those tires. Everybody's probably going to be struggling because of how cold they are. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that looks like that's going to be Bacon Juice there off a bit. We've got a giant tech. If you want to go zoom in on this, we've got like 4 cars going basically 4 wide into through Stavlo.
Oh god, yeah.
This is ridiculous. And now Peach on the inside. Someone's going into the wall there. Yep, it's going to be Quark into the wall. Yeah, Quark into the wall. Oh, he gets down to the back there. Completely double red wing. That's unfortunate. As soon as you see 2 cars going wide there,
Yep,
someone's going into that wall, and they
That's-
touch the gravel there just like Chipsy. You hate to see it. And Bash Dash not making up the positions he would have wanted to. He's got some major wing damage. Rose does the best of that.
Quark.
Oh, man.
No front wing. Oh my goodness, it's a Ferrari going on the grass. It's Bash Dash trying to pass him.
Oh boy, and we've got another yellow flag there for the Quirk trying to get into the pits. They're limping at home. Eiston going into the pits.
We're
Syntax
going
and
up a
Trout.
Rouge.
Oh, here we go.
Survives. Astro has a little bit of slip. Bacon Sushi does well. Does he?
Oh.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that was close though. We've got the Willie Z going through there clean. I think somebody with wing damage is gonna bin it. Let's see though. They're not that close. So much lifting. Oh,
that's
yep, there
McLaren.
is the
That's McLaren. Almost takes
Peach
out
comes back on the
Skinny
track.
Man.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Don't rejoin. There's a Renault fighting with a Ferrari on the straight. They touch a little bit. They're pushing into the wall. Oh no.
And so that Renault, yeah, Robot Devil looking for the move back on Bash Dash, but kind of getting thrown into the wall there. Trout and the Peach with some pretty severe wing damage. And we've got Quirk just coming out of the pits now. Eiston looks like he's kind of run away with this. So far, he's built a nice gap, but that being said, Action had a nice gap on Astro, or Astro had a nice gap on Action now. And Bacon Sushi looks pretty out of fight, but
Peach looked for a move on the inside.
We've actually got Bacon Sushi and Intox fighting there. Intox gets past Bacon Sushi in a very unconventional part of the track now going into Stavlo. We'll see what they can do as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. And I don't know who that's going to be for. Yeah, it looks like Intox definitely has the pace advantage. They're able to pull away. But now, look at this. We've got Bacon Sushi coming back. A big yellow flag. Oh, that's going to be Trash Panda. Open bracket, Relic _CRC, close bracket. Into the wall at Stavlo. I've never seen a car there. That's interesting.
Yeah, he must have oversteered. Actually, that's before. Yeah, that's way earlier than I thought it would be.
Before you would even get on the power. Yeah, so that's an interesting position there. Still yellow flags in Sector 2 and 3. Now just Sector 3, so I think it is literally just, yeah, it was just him. Oh, and yeah, as you Trout and Frog has hat going wheel to wheel through Blanchimont. Trout goes wide to give him space there. Frog might dive it down the inside. Yeah, he does. Completely misses braking, locks his fronts, and Trout just kind of cuts him off there, not giving any quarters. So he did not want him to have that position, as I think the actor just got past Astro.
Yeah, he did under DRS. I think this might be a recurring theme here. Actually goes wide into turn 4.
They're both collectively catching Rosefest, it looks like.
Yeah, Rosefest needs to pull away now. This is where you need to push to build that gap, secure the lead. But my gaps are finally fixed. We got Robot Devil and Bash Dash going side by side. Same thing under DRS. As Bash Dash actually tries to fight it back up to the inside, but now it's too far away. Frog, whose hat is blown off after his incidents, he's catching up with Trout here.
Oh. Yeah, almost looked for a move down the inside there. It looks like he just has very superior traction. Hopefully he doesn't send it down this turn. That's not a good turn for an overtake, as we saw many a Tier 2 driver spin out, trying to... Oh my goodness. Trout really slow under acceleration, and Frog his hat going straight into him.
So that was... Astro in the back straight now. Without DRS. Oh, but it's 3% on energy. He's not going to be able to pass Astro here unless it's actually really, really late.
Yeah, I don't know why he's still in mode 4-ish. Oh, wow.
Very close.
Wow. I mean, the amount of time he regained on him there is fairly impressive, but he needs to just put his stuff fully down and just use his action does set the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, so Astro really late on the brakes here in pretty much every corner, but he's really struggling to get the power down there.
Yeah, his exits are struggling as a result of his late braking.
Traction control is actually incredibly detrimental to you in Spa, especially turn 1. This Bash Dash picks up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting, but he gets past Robot Devil. I think he just completely cut.
Bus stop chicane, yeah. As Intox actually just passed Bacon Sushi going into a Rouge. I don't think it was a bratting on yet, but it was a nice move from him. And Action building a little bit of a gap now to Astro, about a second. Astro desperately needs to stay in that window, but 16% energy. I don't know.
And he's still using it. And then we've got Rosefest with 84%. Yeah, I don't know why Astro's not in mode 0 now. Mode 1 is the bane of energy's existence.
I don't.
Doesn't get you anything. It just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't let you charge as effectively. So it's a huge waste. He should be down in mode 0. But yeah, that being said, Action's not doing great on energy either.
Yeah, and Rosefest is doing very well in energy actually. 90 or 87% up in front. In P1.
So he's gonna, yeah, he's fairly safe from DRS now. I think if they get close, he can just use that. And we've got Skinny Man looking like he's gonna go for an overtake on Atmosphere somewhere here as they go into Puan. Yeah, it's we've got some interesting gaps. Surprisingly, only one crash through Eau Rouge. I think if we ever have a safety car and a safety car restart, we're gonna see some crashes. But as you said, that VSC may be a blessing in disguise. I don't even want to look at the penalties. I saw so many 5-second penalties show up.
I think a lot of them might have been due to the passing under VSC. Skinny Man gets a nice better exit on the tail of Atmosphere, who's a lot farther up the grid than I think he expected himself to be at the moment. But he's going to try to keep this position right now. Skinny Man.
Oh, the Peach DNF. There's a safety car.
Full safety car, yeah.
Full safety car. So Astro, Rosefest, and Intox.
Yeah, oh, that's why. Look at that. Peach did a chipsy into the wall.
Oh.
Yeah, you really,
and
really
his
hate to
Frog's
see that.
Hat is taking the interesting line to get through there. The I don't think wow, that was close with Easton. Yeah, who was the there was somebody else that did that. Quirk also did that. So yeah, the safety car spices it up. But this is going to be a long safety car because Astro, Action, Rosefest, they all passed the safety car. The safety car couldn't get through, and we already have 2 drive-throughs for speeding under pit lane. I know how hard, or speeding under safety car. I know how hard it is to make sure that there's a green box in the top of your screen. And we've got Action.
Harsh but true, yeah.
I just think it's going to be a very long safety car because these guys, right, they're going to pit. And since they haven't triggered, everybody's still under that delta now because the safety car didn't have time to get out of the pits. So now they have to do this lap, they have to pit, then they'll do the opening safety car lap, then at least one more. But we've got people, since they're still under delta, Trash Panda is just now, who's in last position, he is just now crossing the line. And we've got Rosefest coming in almost established. So there's a huge disparagement now while we're still under delta. So this is going to be a while.
Look at the mini-map, you know, after 5 laps, we've got almost 3 cars getting lapped. So interesting to see. I think everyone should hear now who's on softs gets a free pass to the mediums until the end.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the exact lap. The safety car came out in Tier 1 and Rogue pitted and was fine to the end. So definitely the strategy here. You can see on your map the safety car sitting there, I think just before Eau Rouge, or maybe questionably placing himself in Eau Rouge. I can't really tell.
No, just before,
okay.
Just before the little creek.
Got it. So I assume we'll see the top 3 pit. Anybody who doesn't pit is making a very painful mistake they will regret later. But I'd be surprised if everybody doesn't pit, especially since we'll have laps under the safety car. Yeah. Oh, but there's some contact there. Hopefully that's not a 5-second penalty for any of them. Yeah, it is. Astro picks up a 5-second penalty. I had a feeling since it's under safety car.
Intox stays out, as does Bacon Sushi.
Rosefest was going 43 kph there through the whole thing.
Very slow into the pit
that was Borat right there. Had his pit limiter engaged and wasn't even full throttle with the pit limiter engaged. God only knows.
And Astro go on the hards. I don't think the mediums can last until the end.
Yeah, that's a terrible strategy call.
If Action pits on the mediums, which he does, that's going to be a huge advantage for him.
Yeah, that being said, I understand where they're coming from because Jeff will actually tell you to go into the hards. I know from experience, but it is not the right call whatsoever. However, the Action is going to have a car in between them unless Skinny Man pits towards the end of the safety car. That is going to hamper him a little bit, but those mediums are going to be significantly faster. I think he's got this race win as far as if this is the only strategic mix-up that happens. I think he's looking really good. He was pretty even on pace, and now he's got that faster, better compound, and I think they're going to really struggle to keep up with him on those mediums.
I am mind blown at these people who are staying out on softs. Huge mistake they're making.
Yeah,
right now.
for sure.
They're probably costing themselves about 25 to 30 seconds.
I mean, yeah, literally, if they pit now too, they're costing themselves basically the entire grid's worth of track position.
Yeah.
Atmosphere going onto the hards as well. Everybody else looks like went onto the mediums.
Yep. This quick. Our
So
P18 jar at the moment. You guys can looking to regain some spots.
now I don't know what the FIA's stance is on removing 5-second penalties if the contact actually occurred, but that's really taken Astro out of contention for this race. I don't think he can build a 5-second gap to Rosefest. And if he ever has to pit again, he's going to serve it in the pits. So probably not too happy with that. And I'm just going to check if sometimes it gives both drivers. It might have given Action one. Action definitely didn't deserve one there. It was Rosefest who was holding them all up there, going 43 kilometers an hour when you can be going upwards of 80. But that was an interesting technique from him. It did work, though. He took one of his rivals out of the fight. So that was, yeah, it was Astro severe collision with the Action, 5-second time penalty. Nobody else under that safety car.
Bash Dash, the only one right now with penalties. He's got 10 seconds for that corner cut he did into the bus stop chicane. Unfortunately for him, though, I don't think we'll be able to remove it just because we have a safety car.
Yeah, definitely another lap under safety car. As Quirk is just now coming through the second half of poo on this guy. He is taking his sweet time catching up to the field.
Big gap this between Bacon and Syntax as well. Bacon Juice with Syntaxes. We got two Bacons. It's going to be confusing for me.
So since we've got an extra lap under safety car, allow me to go on to a quick rant here. Syntax almost loses it. The annoying thing... Oh, Eiston picks up a 5-second penalty for severe collision with Bacon Juice, but Bacon Juice is behind him, so Bacon Juice rear-ended him. Anyways, when you have a safety car at these early laps and you play the strategy right, it is so infuriating when you have people stay out. It does not make any strategic sense.
Yeah.
And now these are people that are not comfortable up in that position, and it often results in massive crashes, if not damage to one of the leaders.
Even if they don't, crash or do anything, it's just a car essentially holding you up, and then once they pit, you're gonna be outside of the DRS window.
And it's literally, if the safety car goes in this lap, they'll do one lap and they'll be at their pit window. So why would you not pit? I don't quite understand it, and it definitely puts people who are not necessarily ready for the position in that leadership position, and I have a feeling we're going to see, not because of this, just blanket statement, I think we're going to see an incident in the Eau Rouge now that we have the cars bunched up going through there, because really that VSC spread them out like ridiculously.
Yeah, the dirty air. Yeah, they're not ready for the dirty air, unfortunately. That's going to hit them.
But,
maybe we'll see. Maybe someone else will dive into turn 1 again and cause a VSC before we go over it again.
So we never have to go through Eau Rouge wheel to wheel. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the dream.
I'm annoyed that I didn't catch the race start incidents, because a car backwards before even turn 1 would have been.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not recording either, so that's a bummer. We're not gonna get a clip of that, but it was. I'm sure some people have it, but yeah, it was Sebastian Vettel Austria-esque of going into the one wall and then skirting back across the track. So.
Well, anyway, Quirk is caught up to the pack here, and we should.
Syntax almost got to the back of open bracket.
Got another 5-second penalty for colliding.
Yeah. With Atmosphere, and let's see if Atmosphere picked one up as well here, because it often does. No. Okay, so I'm glad that is fixed, because often, I don't know, Tech, if you remember last season, we had several incidents of people rear-ending someone, and the person that got rear-ended actually getting the penalty as well. So Intox, safety cars in this lap, he is actually pacing the field excellently. So I rescind my previous statement, Intox. You are an international man of mystery, a beautiful god amongst men, and he actually knows exactly what he's doing here, and he's playing it incredibly safe. So good for him. Hopefully he out. And as I say that, he is rapidly approaching the safety car again.
Yeah, he's.
Oh boy. I spoke too soon, ladies and gentlemen. So.
I hope he's not gonna get pit limited.
Yeah, he absolutely is, because you'll see he's literally gonna pass it. Yeah, he passes it now because of the turn of the pit lane, and get ready, he's gonna slow down here. Bonk. Oh, Codemasters. Wow. All right, so Skinny Man way off the back of Astro, and look at how much time Action is lost. As I was saying, a car in between them, and that could not have gone worse for Action. Skinny Man not doing the restart at all. Terrible reflexes from him. That's just abhorrent restarting. And let's see now up the field. Let's see if any of the leaders. Yeah, that looks like Bacon Sushi almost lost it through there, but Rosefest now trying to get past Bob Ross down the field a little bit here. We've got Action getting past Skinny Man on the grass there. Alex Albon, it good for him, and down the field a little bit more. We've got a yellow flag.
That's Atmosphere.
That is Atmosphere into the wall there, and Bacon Juice just now coming out of the pits. So only one crash in Eau Rouge. But now Eiston and Robot Devil wheel to wheel. Eiston's going to send it down the inside. Robot Devil trying to recoup it a little bit around the outside. Nico Rosberg, but he doesn't get a puncture this time, or doesn't puncture Eiston. But now Eiston runs wide, and Robot Devil's going to be on the inside as we go on the rundown into turn 8, the blind hairpin, whatever it is. Brakes super early, playing it nice and cautious. Good from him.
Yeah, relatively clean restart.
Yeah, and so Action. Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Tact. Astro got past Rosefest and Bob Ross there. And now on the back of Bacon Sushi, and Action, as we saw, getting past Skinny Man on the grass there after Eau Rouge, now looking to get past Bob Ross. Only about 2.3 seconds. I think it's definitely doable, but he's getting slowed up like crazy, Bob Ross. Hopefully he doesn't send it down the inside here. No, he's waiting. We don't want to put anybody in the wall here if we don't have to. Willie Z looks like lost a position there. Nope, don't know what that yellow flag is for. Yeah, no idea. So,
all on the back of Bacon Sushi, had to lift a bit.
Yeah, and that might even put Rosefest. Yeah, Rosefest now coming for an overtake around the outside here. Astro's going to try to hold the inside under braking, but Rosefest goes way later under braking, actually misses his braking zone. I think that's going to be Astro's position, and that's going to help the Action quite a bit. But the Action unable to get past Bob Ross through Blanchimont before that, and that's going to compromise him that much more as Intox goes into the pits here. And
we have a slow Renault. Bacon Juice had an incident there back down the field, but again going after the radio. Can we?
Yeah, we've also got the Action who's really struggling actually with his rears for some reason. Bob Ross loses it in No Rouge a little bit there, and that's going to allow Action to get past pretty easily. Of course, no DRS until next lap. The Action, around the outside. Bob Ross still holding on the inside. Hopefully he doesn't go for a dive there. He's got 8-lap older tires, and he's fighting with a leader here. Don't see much point. No, he brakes nice and early. So a good job from him. And as you mentioned, yeah, Astro in a phenomenal position. Fortunately, with that 5-second time penalty, I don't think it would be removed as the contact did actually occur, but who knows? Obviously not warranted of a 5-second, and it might even fall on Rosefest, who was going
all on the tail of Bacon Sushi right now. He needs to just keep his cool, I think. Keep it in mode 0. Straight.
Yeah, I don't know why he's using overtake when you can't overtake through this section of the track. He's just wasting his energy, and then as soon as the DRS comes on and Rosefest is behind him, he's just going to blast past him. He's Rosefest, 87% energy. Yep. Why has Astro been burning all this? I don't understand it.
I think it might be for automatic DRS. I am very glad that that's going away in about a month's time, because
it is such an advantage. Oh, Atmosphere lost it in No Rouge again. Wow. Wouch. That's unfortunate. You hate to see it. Quirk and Intox fighting there, but obviously we want to see the lead of the race. Bacon should be going into the pits.
I would assume so. Or he's not staying out. Hoping for a safety car, maybe salvage something, as we do have a yellow flag in sector 3.
DRS is finally enabled, and Astro is at 6% energy. Action sets the fastest lap.
Astro gets a nice switchback. Now he's going to be on the hards.
Get impatient. I could easily see Rosefest going for a move here. Oh, he has to lift off.
Yeah, has to lift for sure.
But now Bacon Sushi might even be able to re-overtake here. Bacon Sushi's got 24% energy and DRS, and Astro's out of energy. He's on mode 1. Yeah, Bacon Juice coming back at him, and now, or Bacon Sushi, excuse me, and now, yep, sends it down the inside here. It looks like Astro not leaving any space there, almost chopping the wing off of Bacon Sushi. Good defending for him to make sure that he didn't lose that position, because that would be a lot of time lost, and now it's a lot of time lost for Rosefest, so Astro can charge his battery here, still in mode 1. Rosefest tries around the outside of this blind hairpin, not able to make anything doing. Maybe he just missed his braking there, actually, but now kind of going to take those wider lines to get better traction.
He's got much better race rough right now.
Yeah, putting his car exactly where he needs to, either incidentally or intentionally. Please don't send it down the inside of Pool, and he does, and he really... Oh, and he comes back, yep.
Did he save it? Oh, he saves it. Oh,
wow.
He saves it. Oh, that's very, very fortunate for him.
That was just very, as you were complimenting his racecraft, he really took a dump on it, because that was a terrible place for move. There was initial contact, and he tried to stick with it again, coming back, forcing Bacon off the track, and then actually coming back again and tapping his wheel. So now, Action, 3 seconds off on the faster tires. He just needs to, as of now, he just needs to keep a 5-second gap to him, and he's done that.
About the advantage he has on better tires, making that right strategy call. We'll see how that gap changes. Bacon Sushi, I think, will pit this lap. I think his softs will be feeling at this point 42% on the rears. Yeah, it's going in the box this lap.
And
Nice
so we
advantage.
talked about staying out, and I think Bacon Sushi might have actually played it to perfection because he has a 10-second gap back to Skinny Man, and he was able to avoid Skinny Man lost everybody behind him about 4 seconds to the leader there. That was a ridiculous restart. So Bacon Sushi might have actually played it there well, incidentally, and now he's going to come out in, we'll see what position, but looks like a pretty decent position there. I think he's going to come out in 7th. Yeah.
It's gonna be a battle up Rouge now coming out of the pits. No, I think the gaps are pretty good as Quirk, rear ends Trash Panda, bracket Relic underscore CRC, and bracket.
Yeah, and actually, Trash Panda, open bracket, Relic, underscore CRC, close bracket, picked up a 5-second penalty for corner cutting previously, so I'm not sure what kind of penalties Trash Panda, open bracket, Relic, underscore CRC, close bracket is looking at, and if Quirk knows that Trash Panda, open bracket, Relic, underscore CRC, close bracket, has that penalty.
I agree. Again, Quirk, super
man.
late braking, almost takes him out.
So that is the issue with not using ABS and not quite making your braking zones, because he really locked up that front tire and almost murdered him. But good reaction time from him to not reaction time enough on the brakes, but reaction time enough to avoid. So you can't win them all, but I respect the effort.
That's another death up for Rouge. That's gonna be
Safety
Robot.
car.
Yeah, that's Robot Devil. That's
So the
another
safety car's coming out. Now, here's the question, Tact. Do you pit for
fresh mediums?
Do you pit fresh mediums? Yeah.
I don't think so.
If I were on those hards, you've got a 12, the top 3, right? Astro has got a 15-second gap back to Willie Z, so he'll still be in the top 3. I would say you pit, but he's not going to. All right, I understand it. I just think he's going to come out in 3rd position, still fighting with that same group of leaders, right? So having 5-lap fresher tires and the softer compound to Rosefest, I think that would be a pretty huge advantage. That being said, Astro can't see that 10-second gap back to Willie Z. He just sees the 3-second gap to Rosefest.
Yeah.
Maybe if he saw that 12-second gap, he'd go for it. Ice Tin Pits.
And also, like, if you're ahead, if you're first in the race right now, like, you're guaranteed to, not be held up ahead of you, not be, taken out because of something. Oh, Atmos just being disqualified for ignoring yellow flag. I think he tried to unlap himself or something.
Looks like he's still under control of his car, though. So looks like he's still driving. I don't think this is the AI driving.
That's the bug again.
Nice. So yeah, Astro and Action coming up to the back of the safety car now. And I was gonna say right before the safety car took place that the racing points were up into brilliant positions of 4th and 5th respectively. So they were doing a good job there. Of course, then iced and pitted after 9 laps on mediums. And I'm gonna check the race director, because is he gonna have to pit again? I think we will see. No, he did do softs for 2 laps, then pitted for mediums, and now pitted for mediums again.
Okay.
So he is good to go to the end. And yeah. Also, that being said, with Action would not be able to pit again unless he did the harder set, which I don't know why you would do the harder set in Spa. He would only have the 1 fresh set of mediums. But as for Rose and Astro on those hards, they would have been able to pit onto fresh medium. So could have been an interesting strategy mix-up. Obviously, they feel confident enough, and this is huge for Rosefest to put him back in here.
Yeah. Especially, since he didn't suffer any wing damage. Oh, he does 6% wing damage, actually.
And that being said, too, this plays into Action's hands as well, because any shadow of a doubt that he would struggle on those mediums is now gone with an extra few laps under the safety car.
Yeah, 100%. Action needs to make it as soon as possible. As does Willie Z, who's found himself P4
as well. 6 laps on the medium tires, so definitely he pitted under the safety car for the right tires, and it's paid off.
Made up 5 spots since the start.
Bacon Sushi as well, keeping 6th position. I don't know where he was before the safety car, but I didn't think he was up that high. I thought he was maybe in 10th. Yeah. Trash Panda open bracket Relic underscore CRC close bracket is up in the 8th position, and he, not that long ago, on the previous safety car, was in last.
Yeah, well, I mean, remember Solace in Tier 2, as Trash Panda, I'm not saying his name, goes to the pits. Remember Solace, he was struggling most of the race, but then a late safety car,
Wait, sorry, who just went into the pits?
Trash Panda bracket Relic underscore CRC.
Ah, that's who. Got it. Right. I didn't know who. Okay. That's who it was. The two Renaults in 16th and 17th and Atmosphere in 18th. He'll be able to go to the end as well. So hopefully the safety car allows him to get back into the action, but
Haha. The action. That was a good one, Gore.
How? Atmosphere's not. What would be better is saying when the safety car restarts, second position needs to take action. Yeah. My pun game was on fire last night as well in the Tier 2 race. There was a racer named Dami, and I said he had a dominant performance. For those of you repeat watchers, hope you enjoyed that little gem.
Okay,
You know, I've
yeah, back of the field. See if we're gonna restart the
Yeah.
next lap.
I don't think we are, as Atmosphere just crossed the line and now is in turn 1 and turning his wheel way too much. Something we're supposed to have worked on. Scott. God. Some people. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of if Bacon Sushi with 2-lap mediums really has that much of an advantage on those 7-lappers. I don't think he's got the pace to stick. Actually, I say that, he did a phenomenal job of sticking with them for 8-lap-old softs. So maybe with these fresh mediums, he's unlocked some pace and he's going to be able to fight for this win. Because as you remember, I mean, he came so close to overtaking Astro, and 1-lap-old hards versus 8-lap-old softs. That's pretty incredible. So, or 2-lap-old soft, or 2-lap-old hards, but still, that was a good job. So we'll see if he's going to be able to keep fighting. And now with the tire advantage, maybe be able to challenge for podium or maybe even the win. Of course, it's still all up in the air with Astro's penalty. And so I think the action is in the best position right now. He's on the best tires. He'll have DRS if he wants to sit behind Astro. And we'll see. We will see what happens.
Yeah, as we pass the halfway mark of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, and so the safety car is not coming in this lap. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll see how many people get 5-second penalties for bumping under the safety car this lap. Yeah, no, at this point, like, people could even pit for those softs. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. You could definitely do 9 laps on low fuel with those, or lower fuel with those. I think it's definitely good.
Yeah, if I was
realistically, you could even do.
I think I would do that. But
yeah, I mean, you're right. You should. Yeah, you should have done it right now because then you catch the back of the field by the end of it. But yeah, because he's already got 4 laps on those tires, and he could have just pitted for fresh mediums if nothing else. So yeah, that would have been a better strategy call. But this is kind of boring. We really need Kia. Kia is so good at filling time. He just starts talking about the Bible or anything. So
well,
we might need to consult him. What's the deal with baseball? Am I right?
Oh my goodness. I mean, we can talk about the NASCAR stuff. That was appalling to read about.
Back down the weekend. Yeah, let's.
I mean,
there's not much to say other than that person is a deplorable human being.
Yeah, I mean, like you would think, this late, not this late, but modern era, this would be over.
It is
but
2020, goddammit.
Yeah, it's a reminder that hate still exists, and we need to banish it from being okay in society. I'll leave it at that.
And we will banish it 1 lap at a time here.
Exactly.
Unless you're on the track with Kublai. In which case my hate still burns. And so we've got Bacon Sushi still up into a beautiful position, not losing any position.
We still have half a lap to fill. Let's talk about IRL F1 coming back in about a week and a half time.
July 5th. Yeah. So for those of you Americans, get super, super drunk the night before, then watch the F1 race. Yeah, that's a plan right there. July 4th brings us to our next point before the safety car comes in this lap. I really hope it comes in this lap. I guess it's possible it won't. Is that the 4th of July, fireworks are cool.
Yeah.
They're pretty epic. The safety car is in this lap, so I'll leave you with one last thought about the 4th of July, and that is that sometimes blue fireworks are cooler than red ones. And so Astro is not... I want to say he's giving the safety car space, but I made that mistake. Nope, there he goes, full throttle.
Full throttle.
Yeah. And I just don't get this.
No, I get this warping
Oh,
is great.
Rosefest almost went straight into the back of him. Yeah, and the rest of the field is playing it smart, but they're going to lose so much time because of I just don't understand why the game doesn't tell you to pace the field. Actually, it kind of does. It's not that complicated of a thing, but I understand. I guess it's random knowledge. But here we go. We are under green flagged conditions as Astro defends to the outside here. We've already got a yellow flag in sector 3, but I think we're fine there. And so Action going to be looking to get the move done up Eau Rouge if possible, but I don't think he's going to be close enough, especially without the DRS for the next 3 laps. Rosefest pretty much is to Action what Action is to Astro. Action might be a little bit closer to Astro now. He's using his ERS as Astro's only in mode 3, so now he chooses to conserve energy. Sorry, Astro, but not getting the slipstream. Action is he wants to already be to the inside, so let him know he's really telegraphing his move there, but then goes early on the brakes, so does not end up making the move. Willie Z tries around the outside of Rosefest as Rosefest had to defend to the inside into Lake Home. Bacon Sushi staying clean, about 1.5 seconds back from Intox Syntax. Is 5/10 off him.
Oh,
and
it's
then
a
we've got
Williams
pretty
sideways
huge
at Skinny
gap.
Man.
Oh.
He had a tap, I think, with one of the drivers. As we see a Ferrari in the background, that's bash dash into the wall.
Ouch. So yeah, it looks like his Willie got tapped.
We're gonna get demonetized for that one on YouTube.
Oh.
Not that we are monetized.
Oh!
I don't think we are.
Going down the inside of Willie Z. Willie Z told me. Oh. And Intox able to keep the move. Not exactly a very fair and cool move. That was not an epic Fortnite game moment.
Oh.
Willie Z goes into the gravel and loses the position to Bacon Sushi, who was back, if you'll remember, Tack, 3 corners ago. 1.5 seconds is the amount of time they just lost in poo on.
I think we need to check Intox's blood levels afterwards, see if he's driving while intoxicated.
Intoxicated?
That move around the inside, yeah. I'll be here.
Yeah, there was a 1.5 second gap, and they really took a poo on it. Oh, and it was good. No, it wasn't. And Action falling back from Astro a little bit, but Rosefest gaining on Action, but then losing it. Fastest lap? Are you kidding me? With the safety car restart, we have the fastest lap of a 148.8 from Astro on those hard tires. That is very interesting. This atmosphere getting past Robot Devil by completely cutting the corner there. I'm sure he picked up a 5-second penalty, or if nothing else, a warning there. Maybe he went slow enough, and we've got. I think we're gonna go too wide here into La Source, as no. Oh, Skinny Man. Something about that Williams, they just don't like to brake here in Spa. And almost goes into the back of Robot Devil.
Oh, very sketchy.
Oh. Trash Panda, open bracket, relic underscore CRC. Close bracket, wow!
Oh my god, they are all weaving as we have another safety car for Skinny. And that's going to be up Eau Rouge.
And Skinny, I think in Eau Rouge, yeah.
Guys, we can't fill in safety car commentary all day.
No, it's okay. It's all right. All right. So since there's no position changes, let's play 20 questions.
Wait, sorry, who's pitting right now? For softs.
Everybody should be pitting for softs.
Everyone should be pitting for softs. People watching the stream and they're engineers. You should be pitting for softs.
You know what? Actually, I say that. Not that much time went past. So if Astro pitted, he'd come out in 9th. I don't think you should pit for softs, actually.
You don't think he'll make up, like, 9 spots in 4 laps on softs?
If everybody pits for softs, it's the right call. If not enough people pit for softs, you could find yourself behind somebody who does not know how to do a safety car restart. Case in point, I think 6th place back literally lost, like, a lot of time. They lost a lot of time. So, who knows what the right call is? Obviously, ideally, the softs, they could easily go to the end here with 6 laps remaining. Hopefully we don't have another safety car. And so after we cross the pit lane here, it's going to be really interesting to see as Quirk is kind of bot-tassing a gap back to Iceton for some reason.
Well, the person who definitely needs to box for the softs and also who needs to turn on his telemetry is Bash Dash, who's in P17 at the moment with almost 45 seconds gap.
Yeah, he just pitted, though, for mediums for some reason.
Well, honestly, you're not going to lose anything. I mean, you might get lapped.
Yeah.
You're not going to get lapped, but you're not going to lose anything. Just pit
all right, so here we go. Moment of truth, Astro. What do? He stays out. Action stays out. Rose pits.
There you go. This is going to be an exciting last.
But Bacon, Willie, Syntax, Iceton. Oh,
everyone's staying.
That's going to be tough.
Quirk is pitting.
Quirk's pitting, but look at all these positions he's going to lose. He might even come down in 12th. Yeah, because those gaps I was talking about were, oh man, yeah, he's already in 12th. I think he's going to be, yeah, not the right call. Not enough people did it. I understand that.
I don't want to say it's not the right call yet because he's got the pace. He's faster than
But he just
almost
lost
every drive.
13 positions to the lead.
I mean,
13 positions. It's an interesting hero call. 100% the right call from a tire wear standpoint and from a strategic standpoint if everybody else did it. You know, it's like qualifying on mediums or softs. If everybody's doing it, it doesn't really matter. So you're not taking a contra strategy when everybody does it. It's just obviously the right call. But now that you've got so many cars in front of him, and we've got a pretty serious fight going on between Atmosphere, Robot Devil, and Bacon Juice. All three of those guys have been battling, or maybe not Bacon Juice, but definitely Robot Devil and Atmosphere have been battling for quite a few laps, and that might continue. That being said as well...
Yeah. Just saw Bash Dash cut the corner into C.
man. Well, hopefully he looks like he's pretty close to the safety car now. Hopefully they'll get there before the third detector, so the safety car's in that lap. But yeah, I understand Astro staying out. I don't think reasonably Astro could have been the one to pit. You've got to keep the track position. It's such a tough spot to be in the lead and decide whether to pit or not. Fairly easy for Rosefest to make that decision, just to do the opposite, but it's really hard to be the person that makes that decision, or if you have your race engineer do it for you. Yeah, so now that we've got a little bit of time here, let's talk about the fact that August 9th we'll host a Formula One race, an IndyCar race, a MotoGP race, and a Formula E race. That's got to be a record or something. Four of the most premier leagues of motorsport racing on the same day.
There's no ARC Tier 1, so I wouldn't say it's four of the most premier motorsports, but I do agree it should be a decent, not as good as a Tier 1 season finale race, but a decent day.
It'll be close, I guess. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Safety car's not in this lap.
No, it's usually at least out for a lap or two.
Yeah, normally the field isn't this spread out, but this is interesting. So Burn Mylander really earning his paycheck today.
Yeah.
Leading more laps than I think anybody else, because we've had a pretty split group on who's been leading.
Yeah.
This is magical. All right, well, since we've got another lap, we need a new topic of discussion. Last of Us 2, Tact, please spoil it for everybody.
I will not, actually. Now I almost want to hide my chat in case someone wants to spoil it for me. But took a sip of water. Water's really good. Let's talk about water.
All right, no. Today we're gonna talk about e-waste, electronic waste. Okay.
Oh,
did we know that we produce almost 68,000 tons of it every year? And did you also know that it contains nickel, cadmium, a lot of dangerous heavy metals, and we send it overseas for it to be picked clean by, unfortunately, people who have no other job and get dollars on the day to retrieve the gold and silver and copper. Fun fact, you are more likely to find about 800 times more copper in a circuit board, or sorry, 8 times more copper in a circuit board than you would find in pure copper because of the consistency of it. It's very interesting, and it is if we think our consumption and our plastic waste is bad, e-waste is about 10 times worse because it is actually terrible for the environment as it leaches into the water supply. And fun fact, again, really quickly, there is a town in China where it used to be about 70% of electronic waste around the world went to China, and most of it was located in a single village, and the river got so polluted they had to ship in drinking water. And fun little fact for you gentlemen, that river runs into the ocean. So It's really magical. It's a magical world we live in today.
You love the earth we live on.
Yeah, absolutely. You love to see it. It's really beautiful, taking care of the environment and literally putting toxic heavy metals and burning plastics near villages.
And then inhaling it all.
Of course, making
in your water streams as well.
Yeah,
add a little spice to your,
Exactly. I mean, it's just, where would we be without it, right? Making a slave class pick over our used parts. And really quickly, last fun fact, as the safety car is restarting here, an average cell phone or a cell phone can contain up to 2 grams of mercury, and 1 gram of mercury is enough to pollute a 20-acre lake and make it undrinkable. So just think about that. That's how much mercury we're using. So anyways, here we go, your little guilt trip
Don't
feeling
forget
that the world is
the mercury in vaccines.
And the autism it causes. Yes, of
Yes,
course.
of course.
Oh, that's a demonetization, actually. Sorry. That one actually
I
will
don't know.
be.
I feel like people make a lot of money saying that stuff on YouTube.
All
Anyway,
right, here
we're
we
back
go.
underway, Astro. Please spare us Mercury commentary, Astro on the power at a turn 1. Wintox has a late start. Bacon has a late start.
Yeah, Bacon
I'm
really
gonna go on
losing the
board
power there.
Rosefest
Oh,
here.
Bacon Sushi disqualified. That's right. He did pick up a drive-through under the last safety car. We did 2 laps
Oh, he
running.
did Borat in Hungary. Rosefest.
No, actually, you know what? Credit to Bacon. He actually pitted though, so he kind of got screwed.
Oh, Bacon's AI is on the racing line too. Rosefest
Sitting
picking
on
up
the
1
racing
spot
line
into
there.
turn 1.
Oh, action all over the back of Astro here. Astro defends to the inside here. Action. Oh, Astro goes back to the racing line, so not making up his mind there, moving incredibly. That was an incredible maneuver there. Actually taking the AstroTurf. The AstroTurf. That was epic. Intox looking pretty solid for a podium position, with Willie Z getting a terrible start, and his only competition really that was near him at the time, Bacon Sushi, getting disqualified from the session after the safety car ended. Excuse me. Bacon Sushi was left
Rosefest made up 2 spots so far in this opening restart lap. He's on the tail of Bacon Juice.
And this is sort of a tact Bahrain-esque drive. I don't remember who it was. Somebody killed Tact in his championship hopes. I have no idea who that was.
Well, actually,
I don't remember.
Did that, but yeah, at least I had those fun few laps at the end.
Bacon
that on my
Juice.
YouTube. Please check it out. Thanks. Leave us up.
Bacon Juice actually defending pretty well. He's put his car where he needs to, especially for having the older tires against somebody who's much faster on the.
Oh yeah.
And this is what I was
so much
worried
earlier
about.
in the power though.
And you're losing so much time. It's unquantifiable being behind somebody like this, losing every single corner, every single exit, every single braking zone, every single apex. You just lose and lose and lose.
Oh, ice in the wall.
Yeah.
Please
Off
no.
of Blanchimont.
Oh no!
It's no fist.
Oh no!
And it has to be said here. Oh,
how did he survive that?
He was 11,000th off of somebody, so I think someone hit him into the wall there, or he hit lost it on his own going wheel to
and
wheel.
he just hit Bash Dash as well. So he had 2 unsafe re-entries.
Really well done there, Ice 10. That was magnificent there, guys.
And you just got disqualified for good measure for going the wrong way. So that's
I have to
30
say he
seconds.
deserved it.
30 seconds of pure brilliance as Rosefest thought about going up the inside.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, but guys, I mean, come on, you can't always control an incident, but you can control how you rejoin the track.
Yeah, the atmosphere also died coming out of.
Was that Eau Rouge? We're gonna ride on board a Bash Dash here.
It was.
Rouge, and let's
look
see.
at the minimap.
So he crashed 3 times in Eau Rouge. Yep, there he is. That's exact. 3 times in Eau Rouge. An epic Fortnite gamer drive from him.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give his credit card to John Wick there.
Rosefest making up another spot down the inside of Frog Ass Hat.
And now he's got Bob Ross. Bob Ross, a very competent driver though, has shown a lot of pace.
Oh my god! But look how much time he's gaining through these corners. It's
I think he's gonna try to get impatient and send it down Eau Rouge again. Nope, he goes down the outside. Bob Ross. Oh
my god! Just look at the traction he's getting.
This is not a legal overtake. That is Sebastian Vettel Germany drive-through penalty right there. That was absolutely not legal, but he's going to keep it, and fair enough. But that was 4 wheels off.
Is he giving up the spot? No, he's not. Oh yeah, he got the legal overtake for that 100%.
That was absolutely an illegal overtake there. Yeah, so I'm glad the game actually realized it and penalized it. But that is so much time lost. If he would have, right into almost puts him into the wall. And so now he's trying to go down the inside.
Are they gonna go too wide? I'm scared.
Yeah, Bob Ross has got the inside for Blanchimont.
I'm scared.
Oh no!
Saves it.
And he's gonna lose another position too. Yep. Oh no! That's Frog his head into the wall on his own. Frog has had lost it on his own into Blanchimont as well. For good measure, Bacon Juice unable to get past him. And this is what I was saying. You just can't realistically clear 13 cars in 4 laps reliably. So I don't think
not in tier 3, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's a very valid point. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Frog has had retired from session. Where is that?
Oh my goodness. Cork just almost.
Trout. That's not how you enter the pit lane. But I think
that's the wrong side, buddy. Oh, and he's really struggling to put it in reverse here. Dude, you can take a little bit of a wider berth there. This is hard to watch. All right, let's go up to the front here where we've got Action and Astro. Of course, Action is the leader, and Intox in second position as Astro has that 5. Astro does have a 5-second penalty. I was thinking maybe he served it in the pits. He did not. He should have, though. I think for him, right? Well, actually, Yeah, I don't know, because Rosefest went from a pretty clear, easy third position to struggling to get into the top 5 here, as he's got a 5-second gap to Willie Z. Not saying he can't make it up, as he's going to go down the inside into Puan here. Syntax has thought about hanging around the outside, but decided better of it there. So Rosefest now in 6th position with 4.5 seconds
Yeah,
to make up on Willie Z and 7 seconds to make up on Trash Panda.
I don't think it's happening,
Open bracket
unfortunately.
Relic CRC or underscore CRC close bracket. Definitely not the right call. I understand why he made the decision he made to do the opposite, but
Yeah.
not the right call in the end,
I mean,
especially
it made
with this grid.
it made fun for us for sure to watch him make his way through the field. He's already
And
losing 2
Astro has got to
seconds.
be kicking himself for that 5-second penalty because he looks clearly in the lead here. The action setting the fastest lap, but he doesn't look like he's able to pass him. That being said, we still have one more Rouge to go up, but Astro, and it's possible that penalty will get removed, as we said. You know, what's
We'll
his
have to
face?
wait and see.
Rosefest going 43 kilometers the entire pit lane. That's absolutely ridiculous, but we'll see what happens as Action picks up a 3-second time penalty, so the heat is on now. If he does he already? I'm gonna check the race director and see if he already has one here.
No, I can scroll through the corner cutting penalties for you. He's the only one in the top 5 who has one. Or actually, Willie Z has 3 seconds as well. Bob Ross has 3 seconds as the syntaxes. And Sebastian has 13. And that's about it, so.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, it looks like
Last lap
Astro's
of the
gonna cross
race.
the line first.
This might be close. Astro spins! Astro spins! He saves it though.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness, both of them almost
Trash
lost.
Panda though, yeah. Fortunately for him, Trash Panda does still seem a bit too far away for that 5-second penalty to come into account, and it looks like Astro will just be down in 3rd though, securing that with the way Intox is close behind him, and we've got someone that's Bob Ross into the gravel on turn 8 hairpin, and so yeah. Astro, as of now, is going to be 3rd place with Action taking it. Oh, wait, if Intox doesn't have a penalty, Intox is the race?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Their Astro and Action both lost so much time that Intox right now, if the gap stays the same, he's going to be our race winner.
Wow.
Nevertheless, running on board right now, Action 4/10 behind Astro. He's not going to make a move here. I think he's just going to plays it safe. And on track, Rosefest makes it to P5. That's a lot of overtakes for him in the last few laps. But Astro crosses the line first. Action's going to pass him, but then Intox will take the win in Spa in Tier 3, Race 3 of the season. I mean, I don't think we followed Intox at all that race, but he got up there.
He did something. Oh! As Bacon Juice goes right into the back of Syntaxis there into the bus stop. But I think they both survived.
Rosefest P4. I wonder how many overtakes he had to do in the last few laps. Bacon Juice finishes P9.
Yeah, Trash Panda open bracket Relic underscore CRC close bracket had that 10-second time penalty for just completely cutting the bus stop, so I did forget about that. So Intox is our winner with Action taking 2nd place, which I believe will put him into the championship position with Rosefest not able to get past 5th position.
Rosefest got P4.
4, okay.
Yeah. So 3rd, yeah, so that's a...
Still should probably put him into the lead of the championship for
3, now. No, I think they have a 1-point difference now because...
Oh, wow.
P3 and P4, correct? So Action got P3?
No, Action got P2.
Oh, P2, okay, so 18 points and 12 points. So yeah, he has a 2-point lead in championship now.
Wow. Bummer. That would not have been the case if Rose would have stayed out, but he didn't. He went for the hero call, and it didn't pay off. But
I mean, I think 1 or 2 more laps, and we would have seen a huge battle for the lead at the end.
Yeah, and I think they would have pulled away from Intox, and of course we will still have to see. Astro did cross the line first. If that penalty gets removed, he will be our winner. But there's no telling. That being said, that would relegate Action down into 3rd, and that would leave a 1-point difference. Definitely a phenomenal race. Few too many safety cars there, gentlemen. Let's learn how to.
Yeah. Let's not. Let's also not bumper cars under under a C VSC.
And let's learn how to rejoin the track here, guys. It's very important. It's when you spin out, it does not mean you have to ruin someone else's race, because when you come back on the track like that, Rosefest almost died, and that would have thrown away the championship for him had he DNF'd. So we don't need that to happen, gentlemen. Let's take it nice and easy here. Shall we go on to the ARC casting couch or the interview room?
Let's do. Yeah, I've already taken us there. Let's get comfortable on our casting couch.
That's
and to
the
bring
yep.
in a race winner. How does that sound? How does that sound,
That sounds
Core?
great. That
Okay,
sounds
there you
great.
go.
Sorry. I was
In
yeah.
talks.
Hello, hello.
Uh, did you know when you were crossing the line third that you would get bumped to P1?
So actually, my teammate he crashed out and he was watching the stream and he told me just stay where you are and you'll get P1. So
Perfect. Well, congratulations. Yeah, clean. I think for the most part, we didn't see anything happening on your end, so clean race from you, consistent, no penalties. So congrats. How was the two safety cars? I mean, how did that affect your race?
so actually, on the first safety car, I remember, I think I was in fourth place, and the whole pack in front of me, like the top three, went into the pits, and I told my teammate, I was like, hey, like if they go in, I'll probably go in too, and I just totally missed the pit lane, and it worked out. Like I just stayed out like two more laps, and I don't know what to say. Like the second safety car, like I think I made up a few places in between them, and then after that one, I made up a few places, and it just everything was going my way. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, congrats to you. Last question, like, how was, going up, as a tier three driver, you're not going to be the most confident, but do you feel like three races in, you've improved from maybe a month ago?
Yeah, I feel like I've definitely improved in certain aspects, especially playing like online multiplayer with other people, overtaking and, just like racing courtesy in general.
Awesome. Love to hear
Yeah,
that.
I mean it's super important. And you can also, learn a lot from career mode as well, racing against the AI, but nothing beats racing real people. So
Yeah, it's not the same for sure. Well, congrats on your win, and we'll see you next week in Italy, I believe.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, take it easy. All right, next we've got the Action taking the silver medal today. Action, talk about your race today. How was the battles around you?
Yeah, a lot of good battles. First with Rose, but then he hit the wall at one point, and I was able to get past him. And then to follow it up with Astro, just a solid drive by him. Especially, I was having trouble catching him, and he was on hards, I was on mediums. But it was a really good race, real fun.
Yeah, were you surprised that people around you pitted for the hards? Because the mediums were a better strategy for sure.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised at that, and I was making sure just for my mishap last week of getting the wrong tires, I double checked, triple
Nice.
checked to make sure that I got the mediums.
Awesome. And you kept it fairly clean. I think you had a 3-second time penalty for track limits, which ultimately cost you the race win. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I was pushing. I was pushing real hard to catch Astro, and yeah, I cut the one corner, which led to me having to cut the next corner to
hmm.
avoid spinning out, and that was what ended up doing it. Yep. But yeah, solid race by everyone.
Yeah, well,
That's
you
for
are
sure.
now our championship leader, so congratulations. You have a two two or 4 point gap, I think, to Rosefest going into round four. So
Okay.
hopefully to see you holding on to that.
Yeah. Hope
so
so.
yeah, and then one last question for you is did you know that action or that Astro had a 5 second penalty?
I didn't know that anybody had penalties.
Oh, right.
So if had I known that, it would have changed my penalty. And it's crazy how the last lap there, just
Yeah.
everyone changed positions.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congrats to you. I'll see you next week.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. Well, P3 now. Going to Astro. Astro crossing
What's
cr
up?
crossing the line first, ending
Oh,
up P3.
oh, boys.
Tell us how you had that 5 second time penalty. What happened?
So when Rose, the action, and I all pit in very, very quick, he activated the pit limiter button,
Oh,
and the actions had to slow way up, and I just couldn't stop fast enough. So my 5 second penalty was a severe collision with the
Yeah,
action, but we were all in. So I've
no, I
actually
mean,
already.
yeah, Rosefest was had the pit limiter engaged and was only going at I watched it literally 43 kilometers per hour from the middle of the pit lane to the pit line for some reason. He wasn't even going full throttle with the pit limiter on. And I mean, I saw the collision. It was literally just a little tap. So
It was a
I don't
tap. Yeah.
certainly
So.
didn't deserve a 5 second penalty. That's unfortunate.
I unfortunately lost my cam stopped like right after quali, so I don't have POV. The action and the roast fest we all have already talked, so I'm sure we can get it all figured out. Hopefully I still end up getting P1, but crossing the line as far as in the race, I felt really good. I had the pace on the hards. We had that first safety car, and I was kind of nervous because I hadn't put in a lot of practice on them. I'd focus more on the soft to medium in my preparation for this week. But it came up on my MFD, and I knew Rosefest at least was going to go for the hards because he's just notoriously going for the one stop on the hards. So I had to try to keep up. And then
Uh,
after that, yeah.
yeah, I mean the mediums were definitely the right call. Even if there hadn't been a safety car, those mediums can go from like lap 3 to the end, no issue. So
I wasn't
uh,
sure. I was more worried about them falling off and just having someone on the hards just at the very end, it just being able to push. I wasn't sure, so I went with the
yeah,
gamble just because it popped up, and I
yeah,
had the
right.
same thought in my
Yeah,
head.
Jeff does
Yeah,
tell you that. Yeah,
right. It was kind of a toss up, but in the moment I was like, well, I'll try to follow the leader at the same time because I knew
yeah,
that's what he was gonna do. So just like when we had the restart, I tried really hard to make sure I slowed everybody so nobody could go for the softs, even though we saw Rosefest go in for the softs, and that ended up losing him a decent amount of position. So I was trying as hard as I could to get the boys that I'm competing with at the top of this championship to stay on whatever tires. So hopefully I had that edge.
Well,
yeah. Well, a good race from you.
yeah.
That spin at the end was
Oh, that was the most stressful spin. My heart was pounding. That was a Verstappen moment. No lie, I was so stressed. I was like, I don't know how I
does
brought
Max
it
Verstappen
back.
get stressed?
You
I
know,
thought he
I
took a bunch of coke and then
and then she's just good, right? He's just straight faced. Well, I was missing whatever that secret ingredient was. So my heart and the small heart attack I had on the way to finish that, I was just, oh man, please let me stay ahead because I knew I had the 5 seconds. So I was hoping that maybe the action even had a penalty before everything. I was praying that maybe he had like 6 seconds or something, but that was kind of the goal there. But yeah, holy moly, very stressful, but great race. We had a good battle, me and the action. Even when the three of us, when Rosefest was up there at the front, it was a lot of fun.
yeah, man.
Awesome.
Well, you drove a great race.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Appreciate it.
All right. All you have to do right now is just end your highlight reel with you crossing the line in first and just cutting the rest, and you'll be good to go.
We're good. There it is.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I hope I can make the first stick in Monza. I'm looking forward to the home race for the
Oh,
the boys in red.
that'll be a fun one to watch for sure. All right.
No doubt.
That'll conclude our stream. Thank you guys for watching. That was a fun one to cast. It has been myself, Tactixo, and W Gore in the streaming couch. We'll see you next week in Monza.